French army has seized Algeria in its revolt against de Gaulle. More on that later. In Laos, the government's army suffered its worst defeat of the Civil War, evacuating its last stronghold in north-central Laos. Now the communists may want to begin the ceasefire talks.
And I believe that in the 1960s, the United States can once again capture the imagination of the world.
There is no strife, no prejudice, no national conflict in outer space as yet. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind, and its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
In August 2020, amidst an ongoing global shutdown, Activision and Treyarch would begin one of the most ambitious ARG marketing campaigns since Black Ops GK Nova 6. A handful of crates, old projectors, and an unassuming website began an organized drip of puzzles, clues, and rewards that would pull players out of in-game lobbies and into a scattered, multi-platform, alternate reality game. This ARG would soon be known to fans as Pawn Takes Pawn. This ARG began a scavenger hunt filled with elaborate puzzles and complex ciphers. It rewarded meticulous observation, crowd collaboration, and cryptographic curiosity. What began as a series of physical packages sent to different YouTubers matured into a 9-day digital labyrinth that ended with one of the best trailer reveals Call of Duty has ever devised. This is the story of the website that brought the community together in the midst of an ongoing pandemic, how it presented puzzles, how those puzzles were solved, and how a community turned disorganized clues into a single working narrative. Hello, my name is Brothkins, and if you know anything about me, you know that I love ARGs along with the puzzles and mysteries that come with them, and Pawn Takes Pawn is still one of the best mainstream examples of a viral ARG marketing campaign. I remember getting done with my college classes, then waiting for the next puzzles to drop, and working with the community to solve the ciphers themselves. Today, I'm going to walk you through how the whole thing played out, from the packages that different YouTubers received, the website itself, and the ciphers that all led to the massive reveal of Black Ops Cold War. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, as it helps the channel out greatly. Now, let's get into it.
It seems now more certain than ever that the bloody experience of Vietnam is to end in a stalemate.
In early 2020, a number of content creators and media outlets reported receiving identical crates, black wooden boxes secured by combination locks, with non-descriptive manifests and instructions. The instructions were precise. Do not open until August 10th at noon Eastern Standard Time. Notable figures in the Call of Duty community, such as NoahJ456, Mr.DalekJD, Prestigious Key, and Charlie Intel, among others, were recipients of these black crates. When August 10th rolled around, everyone in the community waited with bated breath to see what secrets were inside these black crates. Once noon Eastern hit, Activision sent the creators their codes to unlock the crates. The crates were now being opened for the whole community to see, and inside, recipients found slide projectors, a handful of slides, and manifest sheets that read like redacted government communiques.
You were here! The 100,000 viewers opening!
You were here, Chad. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time to text Treyarch.
Okay, we got the code! Alright. No one panic. Alright. The code is 2826. Here we go. 2 8 26.
Assassin for that donation. But now, let's actually see what we got inside. So we got some hay, and we've got this. Confidential, it says. So this is what it looks like on the back. So let's go ahead and open this up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the box. Here we go. Without further delay. It's chat. I'm scared. Wait, is anyone else actually scared right now? I don't know why. I'm effing scared.
So we have a letter. We have a letter.
It's a note. It says confidential. I'm scared right now. We have to put on Where Are We Going? We have to. Oh. Okay.
So this is what the letter looks like. Leave that for you guys there to see.
And then a huge manifest on the side. I'm going to show that on stream so that people can get to work deciphering these. Everyone got it? Everyone got the screenshot? Everyone got it? Okay.
So now we've got a bunch of hay. Whoa, lads, there's a full-on actual projector. Okay, I don't want the crate to fall over. But we have like a projector, and there's some other stuff in here, so we'll look at that in a second. This is actually pretty weird. Pretty. Definitely not what I expected.
Have to vacuum later. Oh my, wait. There's a huge, how do I get this out? Oh.
But yeah, so we have a projector by the looks of it. A pretty hay covered projector. So let's go ahead and open it up.
This is sticking it in here. What is this? Chat, what? I don't. Are these maps? They look like mini maps in COD. Okay.
Where on earth did they get this from? There's a lot of hay. I'm going to definitely have to hoover this up afterwards. But at the moment, don't care. We are uncovering the latest on Black Ops. And what the heck is this? So we have a literal camera. Look at it. It's called the Argus. The Argus! Oh my god. What the heck? Wow.
They're projectors. Oh, they're projector slides! What? It's a little clicker. Okay. Okay. Dog, what? Dude, this is so sick. This is so sick. Okay. It's a Carousel 750 projector.
So it's a projector, and it's come with like, I think these are actual photographs that we can actually use to project stuff. So let's go ahead and open up. Oh, okay, we're good. Don't worry, we're good. We didn't break anything. So yeah, we got this micro fit slide tray. See if we can open this. If this even is supposed to open, I really don't know. Or if the stuff goes in the bottom, I don't know.
The manifest that each creator was given read as follows. Summary of contents. These are top secret documents containing compartmentalized information essential to national security. You are requested to immediately distribute the provided intelligence to your operatives in the field. These materials are to be used in the investigation of site in the Ural Mountains. Please ensure that your package contains the documents listed in the column marked Manifest. You will also be supplied a projector to aid in distributing the materials authorized by. Each creator's projector slides were different, forcing the community to work together to solve the cryptic puzzle that they were just given. The slides themselves contain different codes and maps of different cities around the world, with corresponding numbers. They were also given slides of the map Summit, which is located in the Ural Mountains. There were 5 slides that corresponded to a different city. Slide C837 featured London, which was marked with the number 1. Slide N774 featured Paris, marked with the number 2. New York was marked with number 3. Moscow was number 4, and lastly, Tokyo was number 5. There were also slides with letters forming a circle that were color-coded, as well as 2 boxes with seemingly scrambled letters with an identifiable red dot. Not everyone's slides had something to do with the ARG, though.
We have a nice river with trees. I don't know what that means. We have even more trees. Flower slideshow, boys. We have a family. We have a family sitting out in the forest. They're all wearing white jackets. I don't know why it's so hard for the camera to pick up on that. I will take pictures of all of these and put this up.
No one at the time knew the significance of these slides, but as more people started to look around, it wasn't long before the solution would be found. Around the Black Ops 4 version of the map Summit, there were different walls located around the map that had very familiar numbers and colors. In the main control room, there were 5 clocks, all lined up next to each other, each labeled with a major city: London, Paris, New York, Moscow, and Tokyo. These ended up being the key to solving the very first puzzle. The goal was to connect the numbered cities on the slides to the numbered walls around the map. Each numbered wall also had a distinct color associated with it. Once the numbers were matched to their colors, players next had to use the set of color-coded slides that were received. Each slide had letters arranged in a circle with a colored ring underneath it. You would then overlay that on the corresponding clock to receive 3 letters. The numbers also served a different purpose. They also represented the order in which to combine the letters. For example, let's start with London. London was marked with the number 1. When players went into Summit and found wall number 1, they saw it was associated with the color blue. That meant the blue slide was meant to overlay onto the London clock. Once the slide was placed over the clock face, the minute hand, hour hand, and second hand were used in clockwise order to determine which letters to read. For London's clock, this revealed the first 3 letters of the message: B, I, and S. Paris was marked with number 2, so following the same steps, you get H, Y, O. New York gives you U, W, E. Moscow gives you R, E, H. Lastly, Tokyo gives you E, R, E. The full message, once solved, reads, "Bish, you were here." This phrase is a reference to the 1972 World Chess Championship, a historic showdown between American challenger Bobby Fischer and the reigning Soviet champion Boris Spassky. At the height of the Cold War, this wasn't just any series of games. It was treated like an intellectual proxy war between the United States and the USSR. The Soviets had a 24-year reign as world chess champions. Spassky was faced with enormous political pressure to win the championship. Fischer, on the other hand, was an eccentric American that often claimed that the Soviets gained unfair advantages, and he even published an article called "The Russians Have Fixed World Chess." Their series of games drew international attention, carrying heavy political undertones, and ultimately ended with Fischer defeating Spassky and breaking the Soviet Union's long-standing dominance in the chess world. With the first puzzle solved, attention shifted to the remaining slides: V730, X837, and G293.
Treyarch had also cryptically posted an image on their Instagram that bore a resemblance to slide G293.
Players knew these had to connect to something in Summit, but it wasn't immediately clear how. That changed when people took a closer look at the control room, in the same area where the clocks were located. There were screens that looked much different than all the others, ones people don't remember being there prior. Each screen displayed a red dot and several yellow circles, almost like they were highlighting a pattern, waiting to be lined up with something. That's when the community tried overlaying the slides directly onto the screens, taking slide X837 and overlaying that on the left screen, making sure the red dots match. You would get the letters U, N, E, and L. Doing the same thing with slide V730 and the right screen, you would get the letters W, H, E for the phrase UNELWHE. While this method seemingly spit out random letters, the slides fit the screens perfectly. The markings lined up exactly. This wasn't a coincidence, and it definitely wasn't a mistake. But if the message didn't make sense, what were players missing? Did something go wrong with the ARG? Did Treyarch mess up? Well, not exactly. See, you had to actually overlap 2 slides on the different screens to get a complete message.
That's where slide G293 and the image Treyarch posted on their Instagram story came in. Both had a red dot, which led to a new idea. Maybe the slides weren't meant to be used one at a time. By carefully overlaying G293 on top of X837 and the Instagram post on V730, lining up the red dots so everything matched, players tried the process again.
This time, the jumble of letters resolved into a clear phrase: turn 11 white. No one in the community exactly knew what the meaning of this message was or where to go from here with regards to the ARG, as we had already used everything that Treyarch had given to us at this point. Or did we? At first, turn 11 white didn't mean anything to most players. It didn't match any obvious in-game reference, there were no numbered interactables left in Summit, and nothing on the slides pointed to a location or code that could immediately be used. But earlier in the ARG, the community had already stumbled into themes of strategy and Cold War era symbolism. That is when an idea sparked. What if this wasn't a command related to the map at all? What if it was chess notation? Turn 11 could refer to the 11th move of a chess game, and white would indicate which side made it. That immediately sent players back to the earlier clue, "Bish, you were here," referencing the 1972 World Chess Championship between Fischer and Spassky. The community began pulling up transcripts of Game 1, Game 6, and other notable matches from the championship, looking specifically at Move 11 by white in each one. The theory was simple. If Treyarch was using chess as a cipher, then turn 11 white might correspond to a move, a square on the board, or even a coordinate that could translate into a word, number, or phrase. This sent players to look at all the games that Fischer and Spassky played. In the first game played between Spassky and Fischer, Spassky was playing white, and Fischer was playing black. When players watched the first game, they saw that on Spassky's 11th move, his pawn took Fischer's pawn. In chess notation, that would be pawn takes pawn. It didn't take long for players to scour the internet, searching for any trace of the phrase pawn takes pawn. And sure enough, it wasn't long before someone discovered a website with that exact name. Upon entering the website, players saw an old CRT TV screen, a white telephone, 2 pawns, 1 white, 1 black, symbolizing the name of the site, and a flickering VCR display repeatedly flashing between 2 messages, 8:14 and 12 o'clock. It didn't take much to piece together that something was going to happen on August 14th at 12 p.m. Before long, players noticed that the site was linked to Activision, confirming what many had already suspected. This was indeed the culmination of all the cryptic clues, ciphers, and packages the community had been decoding for the past couple of hours. For the moment, the puzzle seemed complete. All that was left to do was wait. Then, unexpectedly, the website updated again. This update added a sticky note to the bottom of the TV that read /tangled web. Upon going to pawn takes pawn /tangled web, you were greeted with this message. Wars are won not just on the battlefield, but behind closed doors. Tactics, maneuvers, strategies. All pieces of a complex puzzle that means the difference between life and death, conquering or being conquered. Codes, signals, ciphers. Secret communications used by enemies and allies for thousands of years. The plot unfolding now is decades in the making. It will not be unraveled overnight. While some battles can be won swiftly, others will take days to unfold. You have found the first piece of many. Relish the journey. It is all part of the game. The spoils of victory come not to those in haste, but to those who know. Every battle is won before it is ever fought. Know your history. It was a cryptic but poetic message, one that hinted at patience, persistence, and a much larger story waiting to be uncovered. The community didn't know it yet, but this was only the beginning. All they could do now was wait for the clock to strike noon on August 14th.